wanted to start with you. This movie talks so much about maternal instincts, maternal worries, fears for their children. How did you tap into that as a mom yourself, and how did you make that, transform that into your character?
I became a mom 16 years ago, and for the last 16 years, I have not slept the same. I've not had a good night's sleep for 16 years because of that internal instinct that mothers, constant worry and care and concern for her children. I mean, once you become a mom, you're forever changed, or a parent, you're forever changed. And so that's the easy part of what I bring to these mom roles. It's in my body. I understand a mother's love, a mother's fierce protection of her kids. This one was different for me in the sense that this is a different kind of mother. She's living in a dark place in the world and in her head. We don't know if she's struggling with mental illness, if the evil is really real. We don't know if she's protecting these boys or if she's torturing these boys. And the truth is, all of those are a little bit true. But at the end of the day, what is evident at some point in the movie, you realize a mother's love is fierce, and a mother's love actually stops at nothing. There's no barrier between what a mother will do to save her children. And that certainly connected me to this character.
Absolutely. I just talked to Alexander, and he was talking to me about how you two had conversations about wanting to make sure that it was a complex character, that your character wasn't universally loved or perhaps understood. How important is it for you to portray a character that's kind of complex and, maybe not, easy to understand?
A joy. I think as an actor, that's what we want to do, right? We want to find those complexities. And I've never been someone who's afraid to play the ugliness of a character or the darkness of a character, because that's inside all of us. We are all imperfect, right? And I've never been afraid to lean into those things. I think that's what actually makes characters relatable, when we see the truth of something. And I love it. I loved it. And I wanted to be a mom, but I wanted her to be a truthful mom in this situation. And she had to have some tough love, and she had to do things at times that seemed unthinkable. But when you think about it, it was really for the greater good of the whole family.
Percy and Anthony, you two are so young and yet are working with a Hollywood legend here. What is, some advice that you're taking away from Halle? Anything that's she's taught you along the way?
To always stay focused and always understand the material. Make sure that you're always locked in and that you don't steer off course, and that you understand what you're doing and that you understand who your character is.
Something that I will never ever forget that Miss Halle told me is that my superpower in acting is my eyes. And not only that, but when I was going through this audition, I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I was in a scene where I was having to heavy breathe, and she told me that, like, maybe before a scene, like, jump up and down, run, get your adrenaline pumping, get your heart pumping, so I could be heavy breathing. So she's a very helpful and kind person.
I want to talk about the ropes, because I could imagine that it also brings a stunt work kind of element to this. Any stories of getting tangled and having to work through it? Any choreography in that?
Oh, that rope was something. It was a formidable challenge.
I stepped on my rope. I fell. A lot of things happened.
Me and AJ have a scene where we're fighting, and when we were doing it, we rolled over and we got stuck in each other's ropes.
And I was like...
I had times running and I forgot that I was tethered to something, and you're running, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh shoot, I have a rope on and I'm attached to something. So, sometimes we would forget it, but we had rope tying lessons in the beginning, because there's a very specific way that these ropes had to be tied, and we had to be able to do it as if it was second nature, because we had done it, they've done it their whole life. So it had to be something seamless, effortless, something we could just do in our sleep. And that took a little time. It's not every day you learn how to tie a rope around yourself in a seamless way.
Now I guess. You'll have to use that skill somehow.